Hello, Cancer. How are you? Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, excuse me, I am Nicole and welcome to the channel. Let me do this real quick. Change that lighting a little bit. It's a little bright. Cancer. I was meditating. Holy bejeepers. I love it. Very 5D type stuff. I could see you guys. Open path, field kind of like energy. Vast horizons. Like I got crazy chills right now. Vast horizon. It was very interesting. It was kind of like a night sky, starry sky. Wide open energy. Talked very much about transformational energy for you. Talked about some resonance. Let's see what that means for you guys. Transformation, vast seas of opportunity. It was like, it's almost, I kept hearing the Great Awakening. So, you know, I don't know what you guys are headed for, but this eclipse energy, it's wild. It's a wild one, Cancer. So we're going to dive into your reading, Cancer, for your what the hell? For your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Cross watchers, if that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, always remember to discern the messages accordingly. Not every message will be for you. This is not a personal reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of our page, where you will also find my website information at holisticallyzenwv.com. For all of those of you who have liked, subscribed, shared, and commented to the channel, I appreciate each and every single one of you. For those of you who have reached out to me for personal readings as well, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to talking with you all again very soon, and then new faces as well. If you are interested in the same, just feel free to reach out through that email below. All right, Cancer. I'm excited. These readings have been unlike, I think, any readings for the collective like this that I have done from the history of this this channel, you know. So it's been interesting. Heart chakra and the third eye laying underneath. I just seen the throat right there. No, that's divine masculine. All right, we'll see. I thought it was third chakra energy. I was like, ooh. All right. They're saying too, consciousness. I said to you about that blue starry sky, right? Take a look at this consciousness card. Check out the colors on that guy, right? Very cool. Very cool. Kind of reminds me of that. So, Cancer, heart chakra, number 4, right? The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. I feel like this is an expansion of the heart space that may have been shut down for some time. It's starting to awaken. I got the, you guys are giving me the crazy chills. I really do feel like this is a space of awakening for you guys. And that 17 is an 8, infinite, right? Opening, closing cycles. We're in that right now. Consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all of the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Cancer. I'm hearing from Spirit, waking up to a new reality. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's a whole new world. Something is opening up for you guys. Definitely. These readings have been crazy. And I'm going to blame it on the new moon. I'm going to blame it on Taurus season. I'm going to blame it on Mercury retrograde. I'm going to blame it on the eclipse season. But remember that the eclipse season comes in to clear things out, to open us up, to crack us open, to get us to awaken. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I just want to keep saying it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. All right, Spirit, for Cancer, what do they need to know? What is their mantra? What is their mantra for Cancer, please, Spirit? What does Cancer need to know? 2. All right. Complete opposing energies there. Embodying my soul. These cards here, they've been spitting out some new ones that I have not have come out from this reading. Excuse me, interesting energy. Transforming tragedy. Loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. If you have experienced a loss of some sort, I talked about that 8, that infinity symbol. It is also right there on that card, as you can see. Spirit is saying encompassing a whole. His hair, wow. You're opening up to where you're coming out of a space of loss, or maybe feeling like things, excuse me, were not favorable. That's changing. It's like, I think you're kind of in this period right now of learning how to, it's like I can feel this movement, right? It's like it may be a hesitancy, seeing things as a little down and out. And I forget what sign I did earlier that was similar to that. But understanding that even when we lose things, or people, or jobs, or whatever, friends, when you start to change your path, when you start to level up or move forward in a different way, things have to change. We know we learn from those experiences so that we can expand and grow. I think you're waking up to that. It's like a very quiet inner knowing that life is ready to change. Life is ready to evolve. It's just interesting. I don't know how else to explain that to you guys. I wish I could be better at doing that for you right now, but I wanted to say there are no words. And I think for you, as you move through this, it may leave you speechless. It may leave you in a place of trying to wrap your head around it, or maybe if you're a talker, a lot of my Cancer friends are talkers, you might not have the words anymore. It might leave you profoundly speechless how things tend to work out the way that they do. After that transforming tragedy comes discovering happiness. And it says, I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. With that, Spirit is also saying it's a discovery of the self. It's learning to love yourself for exactly who you are, Cancer. Embodying my soul. I have a right to be excited. You may be illuminating the truth. I think that for some of you, there may be a guilt attached to maybe other people going through things around you. You're, witnessing how ugly our world can be, how depressing, how devastating, how hateful and angry it could be sometimes. And through that, though, it's like, I feel like you might have carried some kind of guilt that if you were excited and you were happy and you were feeling joyous, that diminished someone else's pain, maybe even diminished your own about a situation. It is okay to be in a state of happiness and gratitude for where you are, for any small victories that happen every single day. You should never carry guilt for that. That's how we begin to pull ourselves out of the ruts that we as humans get ourselves into, or allow ourselves to fall into because emotion is overwhelming, right? So do not have or carry any guilt associated with feeling good about where you're headed after a loss of sorts, okay? Very important energy. Very important energy. Cancer, I've had chills since I've opened up your reading here. All right, Spirit, what does Cancer need to know from the Sacred Earth, or the Sacred Earth Oracle? I can't talk. Ooh, we're going to take those two, I think. Context. Heart chakra and the consciousness card. With this comes the context. So I talked about that throat chakra. That highlights the throat chakra in this particular card. It's a period of transformation for you. I said you might be left speechless, and I feel like the little, I don't know what you'd call it, this right up underneath her chin, is kind of stopping her from talking. It's almost like you're thinking about how things are happening, why they've happened the way that they've happened. And you're changing how you communicate with those things, those situations, people, whatever it might be. You're allowing the heart to take it in. And you're waking up to something that's completely outside of anywhere you've been before. Productivity. I will say this, between that transforming tragedy and discovering happiness, the more you find yourself in a creative flow, the more work you're putting in, and I don't mean working a 9-to-5 job. The productivity is what lights you up, what makes you feel good. Where you see the fruits of your labor starting to harvest, whether it's been through emotional work, creative endeavors, learning to feel good about yourself again, it's opening you up. This is part of that. I feel like it's transforming that guilt or shame or blame or whatever it is that you thought if you felt good, it was diminishing the meaning of something else around you. That's not the case. You know, I also talked about that horizon, right? I just happened to realize this as I looked down. That horizon that I talked about in your meditation, there it is. It's that vast horizon. And again, it says, I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. You know, when I was meditating, Cancer, I just seen this wide open space. Like the possibilities of where this goes are endless. Spirit is saying, don't pick it apart to try to figure it out either. It is a time of unknowing. It's just to take in what's around you for what it is. Okay? All right, I'm going to grab one more card for these guys. One more card for Cancer, please. What else does Cancer need to know, Spirit? If I can get my hands going. What else does Cancer need to know? Magnetism. You're being drawn into light. You're being drawn into what feels good. And there's that sun at the bottom of the deck. That consistency. She's one of the universe. She's one with the universe. She's a part of it. She's carrying that bright energy forward. And with this magnetism, you've got that bright glow behind that bird right there. You see that, right? Like the hard times, you're not letting the hard times define who you are anymore. You're standing very boldly in the face of anything that is challenging and allowing yourself to come to the forefront and be who you are in your skin, in your body, and no longer letting yourself feel bad for every little thing that's happened. For some of you, if you have always apologized for things, it's kind of like you're starting to catch yourself and going, why am I apologizing? Why do I feel bad? Why am I carrying guilt? It's time to work through the guilt, Cancer. Okay? It's time to work through that guilt. The light is being shown to you. What is coming is happier times ahead. You're leaving that darkness behind with that consistency card. You're consistently starting to feel better. Consistently starting to open up to new ways. I like this. I got chills all over me. The word that comes across to me for like where your demeanor is with this as it unfolds is you're just astounded. And I keep hearing, I never thought it would be this way. Be surprised, right? Be surprised sometimes. All right, Cancer, let's see. 9 of Pentacles. You might be doing it on your own. And that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to. Cancer. For Cancer, what do they need to know, Spirit? Let's check it out. King of Swords, 4 of Wands. I feel like you got some good news coming in. I do. I don't know what that's about. I think that news will be... what's the word I'm looking for? I just lost whatever they were giving me. Oops. Anyhow, King of Swords. Intellectual. Truth-telling. Acknowledging things for what they are. Reasons to celebrate. That 4 of Wands. This could be a marriage. This could be celebration. This could be a coming together. I even want to kind of say it could be a collaboration as well. But for some of you, it may be a vow renewal as well. So So you may have somebody presiding with this King of Swords too. It can be a higher, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to call it authority, but somebody coming in to oversee something, to provide some clear thought process, mentally being able to, I'm hearing determine what comes next. So, new opportunities. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to clarify, but that's some interesting energy. But it is a matter of truth and transformation with that King of Swords there for me. The Emperor in the reverse. He was on the bottom of the deck earlier. Let's take a look at this. For the Lovers. So, we've got Aries energy. We've got Gemini energy. Cancer, there you are. The Moon. Cat. No, excuse me. The Emperor in the reverse. I want to clarify him before I dive too deeply into that one, okay? The Lovers can be choice. It can be romanticism as well, as we know. This could be soulmates, twin flames. This could be a wide array of everything. Cancer, I feel like you've had your ass handed to you, though, in the midst of whatever this is, too. So we'll clarify, dig a little deeper. I don't want to speak on those major arcanas quite yet. But it is... I almost feel like I'm hearing the words judgment call, too, when it comes to the Lovers. Like, as if it's an actual choice. And if I remember correctly from what I've read way back in the day, the Lovers card started off as the choice to begin with. So, we'll see. We'll see. Ten of Swords. Kind of came out sideways. Ready to move on from something. But there's healing here that needs to happen. Whatever you guys have going on, and I feel like this is across the board, I'm going to say for the majority of some of you may, and it just came through, you might be dealing with taxes, so you may be going to somebody with more knowledge, that King of Swords, right? More knowledge, more intellect, more well spoken about certain subjects, certain things. Could be lawyers, doctors, just anybody that's going to be able to offer you some type of guidance in a specialty, in a field. I do feel like that's where you're heading right now. So I feel like there's like a key player to seeking advice and knowledge at this time that you're reaching out to. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles underneath, which just kind of confirms that. And then the World card underneath that is it's kind of like starting over a little bit, not fully. You're not aware, put it that way, but it's learning again. It's learning a new phase somehow, starting off in this new chapter, learning something new. So, and there's the Sun. And I feel like that's the best thing you could do, because I think it's illuminating as you're having these conversations with figures, if you will, in your world that have this specialized knowledge. You're gaining foresight into how to make things work better. There's a lot of joy that comes through it. It illuminates. It's going to bring forward happier times. It's going to make the work that you're doing seem a little less hard. Whatever you're investing your time, energy, and attention into at this time. So I do think that it's going to be very helpful, or is being, for some of you, I'd say is being very helpful at this time as well. So I don't know why I just shuffled those, but I did, and the Sun's still at the bottom. So we're going to move on to the next deck here to clarify. So Cancer, this King of Swords, this Four of Wands. Let's take a look at this stuff. I just feel like with each group of cards that I've laid out here, there's more to the story than meets the eye, and that's why I'm kind of not saying a whole lot on these quite yet. But I do feel like with that King of Swords, the Emperor, and I'm going to say this, as we're going from the King of Swords to the Emperor in reverse, if you're mixing, I don't know why I want to say this, but I'm going to say this. If you're mixing where you're getting your advice from, be careful. Okay, just be careful. Discern things. Always discerning. I know it's a repeated word so much. I actually kind of am over using that word. But just proceed with caution, right? Like, we'll see. I also am hearing an abuse of power too in regards to the choices that are being made. So we'll see. We'll see. King of Swords. What is this King of Swords about in the Fort? Oh, there's too many here. Too many. I'm not going to take those. All right, let me shuffle these again. Too many cards. All right, Spirit. King of Swords, Four of Wands. I really feel like, you know, there may be an audience around whatever this celebration is. It is definitely a group get-together kind of feel. Overcoming some challenges, too. You know, that Three of Wands, you know, before the Four of Wands is waiting, you know, waiting. And it's like kind of finally at last, like we've hit a mile marker, a milestone is how that feels. The Moon and the Five. All right, let's see. For Cancer, please, Spirit. I do feel like for some of you, that same card, that card came out, the Sun of Cups, or the Knight of Cups came out when those other cards fell, and there it comes again. Same position. You may be dealing with a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries. That may be part of this. It's kind of like whoever you're getting your advice from, they may seem a little cold and detached, okay? If it's a doctor, I would call it little bedside manner. If it's a tax person, they're telling you to get your shit together. Like, they're not giving you a lot of room for, if you're looking for comfort, you're probably not going to get it there, okay? I'll say that. Like, they're not exactly your most loving person, maybe sometimes, but they're coming through to provide you with the action-oriented resources that you need to take to move in with this happiness, okay? So be aware of that as well. But I'm going to say this, I do think they may come across detached, but they mean well. They're trying to eliminate and illuminate any confusing situation. So this could be you, Cancer. This could be somebody that you're working with, dealing with. This could be relationships. But that Four of Wands is like, but what it's leading into is better times. It's working through things, showing you where maybe there had been some letdowns to certain avenues or some disappointments. Like, they're being very realistic with this Knight of Wands in reverse to me. For whatever reason, I feel like that they're slowing down the process so that things could be broken down. So it's like when you slow down something, right, if things are kind of chaotic and running away with you, this is slowing it down and going, let's address, and I want to say each pillar, each part of the stability that comes from the Four of Wands, right? You have to have those four stable corners to build on. They're slowing down that process for you so that you can really examine various avenues or options, Seven of Cups, that you may have. So it's kind of illuminating the choices that you have available to you at this time. So I think it's a great way to examine, to reevaluate as we move through Mercury retrograde, what it is that you're working with so that you can move forward. And that may be part of this transforming tragedy as well, is taking that in, and the productivity is coming in and actually putting in the work to understand all of this as well. So I think it's a really interesting energy, to be honest with you. It's not one that I typically would see, but I think, and chills, thank you, Spirit, for confirmation. But it's a very interesting energy. This Emperor and the Lovers, the Death card. Let's see, what else for Cancer, please, Spirit. I'll tell you what, Scorpio energy has been on a lot of these readings, but what I'm going to say is I don't think the majority of you are dealing with Scorpios as much as it is we're closing out cycles and we're starting new ones. And that is transformative energy. That is the end and the beginning. And I'm going to say, too, that 13 breaks down to a 4. Again, reevaluating our stability. So, 7 of Wands there. And give me one more, please, Spirit. The Star. I'm hearing I'm hearing defending your beliefs. I feel also, though, that it's the end of any conflict. Like the light bulb moment has occurred. I won't call it an epiphany, but the realization of this lack of knowledge with that Emperor, right? Like he knows all. He can be an arrogant SOB whenever he's in the reverse position, depending on, he's made some, you know, the Emperor in the reverse has made some piss poor choices, right? He thinks he's, you know, the king, and he's really not the king, and all that kind of good stuff, right? But it's like, it's finally knocking away all of that battle, if that makes sense for you. Like, it's like, this is the truth, this is the light. And I usually don't get that feeling from the Seven of Wands. Usually, you know, that's the battle, it's the conflict, it's everybody's kind of like forcing their will on certain things. But I think that when this, I'm going to call the Emperor more of an attitude, is how this is coming through. Whatever this attitude was around this particular situation, it's recognizing that it doesn't have to be that way. That's part of this Death card, is this transformation, is that moment of, it didn't have to be this way to begin with. You know, maybe you guys had to take the long way around to get to something. You really had to take some bumps and bruises and ass beatings to get from point A to point B. And that's okay. There's a reason for that, whether we get it or not. You know, I just bought this sign behind me, and I know you can't see it, but here, you know, and I know it's probably backwards for you guys, but it says, someday everything will make perfect sense. For now, laugh at the confusion, smile through the tears, and keep reminding yourself that everything happens for a reason. And I broke my neck trying to turn around. But that's kind of how that feels to me. Like, this had to happen and take maybe a long course around so that you could reach this potential of this wish fulfillment, right? The star energy, Aquarius energy there as well, that these were fated events. And I'm really going to say that because you've got the Death card, the Emperor, the Lovers, and the Star, which are all major arcanas in this one little group of cards I've got here. And what it does is it's knocking down those barriers. It's knocking down those boundaries that I don't think they were healthy boundaries. They were just kind of being used as a space of protection to shield you from really having to address a particular situation in your life. And now that it's being lit up by the sun, now that it's being illuminated, and you're coming out of that state of confusion as to why things have happened the way they have, you may not have the full picture yet, but you're starting to get there. It's making more sense. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you guys, right? All right, one more card. What is the outcome to this? Mother of Pentacles. You know, and I think the Four of Wands, again, I love it. Mother of Pentacles energy, Queen of Pentacles, right? You finally get to go back to nurturing your stability. Cancer, male, female, it does not matter. Masculine, divine, feminine, either way. You finally get to nurture that stability again. I think maybe certain aspects of this journey that you're going through right now made you feel like you had some loose footing, right? It's kind of like trying to walk on gravel in the bare feet. Get a good position with one foot and the other one hurts, and you're, you know, running back and forth, kind of tilting around. That's kind of, it felt a little rocky. But I think that this is starting to finally turn you, reposition you into a space of feeling good about what you're securing for yourself moving forward. Like, it's not, doesn't have to be so damn hard, is really what I want to say. It just had to play out. You know, it's like, you guys can tend to be a little hard-headed, right? You had to learn your way. So, you know, the universe is like, if you want to do it on your terms, okay. So maybe on your terms, you took a few more bumps and bruises. Tough path to follow, but you are recognizing that these external barriers that you've put around to protect yourself were basically falsified foundations. And now you're starting to rebuild that. You're starting to come into something that makes you feel better outside of that. So, you know, good. Just good. I don't know what else to say to that. 10 of Swords. 4 of Swords in the reverse. 2 of Wands. Not surprised to see this energy as we're moving through Mercury retrograde and the eclipse. I've said it 100 times over this week. And it's only Monday. Betrayal, hurt, pain, backstabbing, a painful ending. The Four of Swords in the reverse, something that needs to be healed. That Two of Wands to me is turning around and taking a look at what does need to be healed. Anything that has caused you immense pain and strife, I think you're realizing that there is a need to turn around and go back to take care of you from whatever these situations may have been. Four of Wands, and it may have started way back home in the day. For some of you, I think it started when you set off on your own, where you had to learn what your home meant to you. For others of you, I don't have the Six of Cups here, but to see that four twice like this is indicative to me of our home space as well, not just marriage and celebration and all of those things. It is our foundations. So, it's going to fit for both, I say both of you, I don't know what that means, for each of you differently, right? But I think it's very important to know that this betrayal may have come from various time frames for all of you during your lifespan. Mother of Wands, finally taking decisive action. I'm going to say to protect your life moving forward. Daughter of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles there. I feel like it took you a while, maybe years. I'm going to say for some of you guys, oh wow, this could be a span of 20 to 30 years. So depending on how old you all are, this could really be a lifetime kind of lesson, where you've sat with something for a very long time, and now all of a sudden you're recognizing the need for change within you. Cancer, this reading is very much about you moving through a process that you have turned a blind eye to for a very long time, where you kind of sat in the dark, and now all of a sudden you're seeing the light. You're seeing how things can transform, and you're doing it slowly. And I'm going to be honest, I like it, because I feel like you're going so far into something, and you're stopping and you're reviewing certain things, and then you're taking that information with you forward, sitting with it, working through it, understanding it more, and then you're going back for more knowledge and information from this King of Swords. So I think that as you slowly process this, it's almost like you're kind of growing up again, if that makes sense. Like, you'll understand what that means for you. But you're taking action of the same. All right, Spirit, one more card. Four of Cups, and doing it oh so gingerly. For some of you, I don't know, like I said, about, it's slower moving, right? Like, you're not going through this super fast. I think that you're afraid you're going to trip yourself up if you do move any quicker than you are. So it's kind of like you're holding on. I feel like for some of you, it might be tightrope walking is what I'm going to call it. That may be how it feels. I can't talk because of Mercury retrograde. I love it. You may feel like you're walking on a tightrope, afraid to misstep or misunderstand or to misinterpret anything right now. Afraid you're going to miss a key piece of something. So I feel like you are kind of protecting your emotions still, but you're processing it slowly. And I think that there's going to be times continued moving forward where you may feel like you've hit a stalemate, that you've got to kind of come back to the drawing board. And I think that's when you're going back to get this advice or this knowledge, or you're researching or whatever this might be, to really mentally process goodness, what it is that you're going through at this time. So this, to me, a very simple reading, Cancer, but yet very, very, very important. Three of Wands. It might take a while. It might take a while. You might have been waiting a while for this to finally start to occur. And I'm gonna take these two. Six of Swords. You are moving forward. I'm gonna take these just like this, actually. You are moving forward. You truly are. You may feel like this has been a long time coming for you. Six of Swords, that you got a lot of rainbows. Like the color that you have are rainbows. Through the Star, the Daughter of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters. It is a rite of passage. It's finally moving forward. And I feel like you're kind of bagging up your emotions and taking those with you. But I also feel like it's like residual pieces. There's certain things you're still going to have to work through. And then this Six of Cups at the bottom. I'm going to take it as well. New growth. You're not... Spirit's saying that you're more well-rounded than you thought you were. And that not everything is on you. Thank you, Spirit. You are off to a beautiful new beginning. You really are. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that new beginning. And that message, like I feel that from the core of my fiber when I say that and I say that to you guys with so much love coming from my heart space right now. Do not be afraid. Like I could just reach out and hold each one of your hands and just be like, you're fine. You're fine. You're supported. You're loved. You're guided. I'm going to say this for the Divine Feminine because I'm really feeling this energy. You may feel like you are walking this alone. And I'm getting tears. But each one of you are healing generations. I don't think I've ever gotten teary-eyed on YouTube. I do this sometimes, not intentionally, with some of the clients I sit down with because I feel that empathy, right? I can't help it. I feel what you guys are feeling. But you're healing generations of things. You know, they talk about the generational curses. They're not curses. It's not what this is. This is an awakening. This is recognizing that these traits have, it's not that they're curses. They've just been passed down. We've been conditioned to believe that this is just the way life was for so damn long. And Cancer, you're like, no more. I'm not going to do this anymore. And it's piece by piece by piece. You're figuring this out. And I feel like for you guys sometimes right now, it feels really freaking heavy. But you're doing it. Stop discrediting. And I'm going back to that guilt. That like if you allow yourself to be happy, when we opened up this reading, that diminishes something else that happened. You're allowed to feel good. That is your God-given birthright. To feel good about yourself. You weren't put here to be miserable. You were put here to be universal love. And I feel like for a very long time you hid your emotions. You were afraid to move forward. No more. This is no more. This is you opening up. This is you becoming a brand new you. And through this space of healing that you're doing, that vastness that I've seen in that beautiful blue sky with those stars, anything is possible. This is massive, massive transformation that is going to heal your children, your grandchildren. It's going to heal your mothers, your grandmothers, grandfathers, fathers, your sons, your just across the board. And you're healing yourself. To be it, I'm going to tell you guys, I've gone through some of this stuff, and I'm going to tell you, I promise each and every single one of you. I just seen 3939 breaks down to a 6. It may feel really freaking hard right now. As you move through this, but I promise you, you give it a year and you look back from where you came from, you would have done it all over again. I promise you that. I'm going to tell you, my own journey last year, a little over a year ago, I went from homeless to having my face put on a billboard and being on a podcast. A year. That's all it took. I went through the depths of hell. And maybe that's why that Scorpio thing came out earlier, because Scorpio's been through it. They can relate to this. I'm not the only one. But I'm telling you, you get through this transformation, and there is nothing there to stop you. You're figuring it out. This is about the soul's work. This is about your evolution. Like, I'm telling you, Cancer, what's coming for you, the opportunities, the avenues, the awakening, the 5D, the dreams, and I'm hearing prophetic dreams of the good things. You didn't come this far to be knocked over. You did not come this far to be knocked down. This reading, I'm going to tell you what, these readings have been so powerful. It's insane. I've never done readings that have come through this strong with so much emotion, power. It's like power packing and punching every center of the being. You guys, you're going to be fine. I just feel like I need to nurture you and go, it's going to be fine. You are going to come out of this and be like, what the hell just happened? How did I do that? You're going to be fine. I just feel like I need to keep saying that you're going to be fine. I promise you're going to be fine. All right, Spirit. Advice for our beautiful Cancer energy today, please. What does Cancer need to know? What is their advice for this time? What is Cancer's advice? The Book of Changes. Just saying. Anything else for Cancer, please, Spirit? Anything else? To the Celestial Mountain. By the way, this is the Kuan Yin pocket deck, I think is what they call it, that I'm using. All right, guys. The Book of Changes. Just like a beautiful but unusual melody, the divine plan is unfolding through your life, although it isn't always predictable. Kuan Yin is guiding you in the right direction. Even if you do not fully understand what is happening in your life right now, allow Kuan Yin to bless you with trust in the unfolding of your own divine path. I'm telling you guys, don't try to figure it out. Just go with it. Just go with it. Call of the Dancing Crane. The dancing crane moves through the waters in muddy marsh with elegance and grace. Sometimes the waters of our emotional life become stagnant and will benefit from the healing movement, grace, and beauty of the dancing crane. The call of the dancing crane is a reminder that sound can be healing too. Explore movement, sound, and beauty to help you heal and release old emotions and become radiant and free. Spirit is saying that there may be an old song that I don't know that it represents nostalgia, but there may be an old song attached to, it might have been like a 60s or 70s song. So for some of you, you're going to know better than I do. Everybody's going to be different, but there's a particular one that to me, it represents love that you find peace in, or maybe during that time in your life of where I talked about going back in 20, 30 years sometimes, that brought you peace. That might be what you need to hear, because I think that it's going to help you recognize how far you've come. Okay? And to the Celestial Mountain. You have the ability to invoke divine power, to call to the Celestial Mountain so that you might be gifted with the spiritual energy you need to attain your goals. Permitting beings that love you unconditionally to help you is an expression of spiritual empowerment. You empower the divine forces that can assist you to come to your aid and help you manifest your visions. And I will say, wherever you're seeking, I'm hearing divine order from, whether it's divine order, divine guidance, if it's taxes, it could be anything, right? But whoever or wherever you're gaining this advice, be open to it, because they are, people cross paths for a reason. They're divine guidance for you on your journey. It could be lawyers, doctors, therapists, it could be anybody. So, Cancer, this is a beautiful reading. You're changing it all. Your life will never be the same after this. So, stand firm in your faith and trust in the process. Be in divine flow and know that you are protected and guided always. All right? All right, Cancer, if you found that this video resonated for you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. If you guys are interested in personal readings or a one-on-one, that information is found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. Again, holisticallyzenwv.com, where you can also be found on Facebook under Indigo Moon WV. You'll get to see other products and different things that we have in the store as well, and be able to shop online too. So all kind of good stuff going on for us on this end. And from me, thank you all so very much for listening. I hope the message has resonated for you. I'm wishing you all of the best, and I'm sending you tons of love your way. Take care, and I'll see you soon.